3 years after online disinformation campaigns disrupted the results of the US election and the Brexit referendum results, EU officials are worried that the elections for this Parliament are next. The last European elections took place in 2014 and it seems like a world away. Back then no one had heard of President Trump, there was no talk of Brexit, and we hadn't started talking about Russian interference in elections. The European Parliament is launching a campaign tomorrow to get citizens interested in the election that has traditionally been met with apathy, teaming up with footballers, among others, to boost turnout.
Moje ime je Edin Đeko. Evropskim čovjekom, tako da nazovem.
But it's other more sinister forces that may have a greater sway over the results.
What you see is, of course, that the finger is usually pointed at Russia, North Korea, Iran, and possibly China. But again, I cannot prove that. This is what we hear from people, companies, organizations which have done the research.
My main stress comes from Russia. And Russia, of course, is interested to split European countries, and in particular in Latvia there are widespread slogan, Latvia is failed state. This is spread through the inhabitants and especially also our people who now live in Ireland or wherever.
The European Parliament believes online manipulation has already played a role in the Yellow Vest protests in France and the drive for independence in Catalonia. And they now fear it could be a destabilising force in these elections. Eurosceptics will win a third of seats in May's elections, according to the European Council for Foreign Relations, a pro-EU think tank. It says this will disrupt the work of Parliament and damage European values, but those parties disagree.
The establishment that wants to protect itself from the risk of disappearing from the political scene of Europe. What we have been seeing in these last years, where all the parties in power always having problem in the different member states, election by elections, because they're not giving answers for their people. And what we actually want to do is not to disrupt Europe, is to have a stronger Europe that changes priority.
There isn't a sense that one-third of people are Eurosceptic to the degree that many of those parties are. But they will, I think, increase their numbers here. I think that will splinter the Parliament somewhat.
There was a taste of what a more divided Parliament might look like with the visit of the Italian Prime Minister this week. His promise to shake up Europe drew bad-tempered exchanges and accusations that he was a puppet for the Kremlin.
È sotto la pressione del Cremlino, sotto la pressione di Putin.
No matter their political perspective, all sides here agree that the elections to take place in less than 100 days' time will be different to what went before and are likely to mark a shift in the European project as we know it.